everyone for coming. I'm not. It's okay. What was you heckling all the time? As you all know, I'm not one for speaking in public and all the rest of it, and outspoken. But I am a little nervous, and it's been a long time since I've addressed a big crowd like this. Last time it happened, I was in the dock at Cardiff Crown Court. Well, thankfully this speech has had plenty of practice, because this is not the first time today I've stood up off a warm seat with a handful of paper in my hand.
No pressure, man.
For those who didn't get it, I meant poo. Well, as Bob was alluding to, it's been 17 years in the making this day, and in all fairness, it's been a long time coming. We put it off, but just a quick rundown of how sort of me and Rach did end up getting to this point. We met each other at a distance in a petrol station in Newport. We were driving our cars around many years ago. I was filling up my souped up red Fiesta. It was actually an Escort. And it was actually sunburst red. Orange. And Rach was at this point, Rach was in the tuck shop, eating her way through the whole place with a serious case of red eye. So you know all that was about. That's being a rice, it's a contact. What came next really was a bit of a game of kiss chase really, but an adult version. I ended up chasing her around Newport. She was in a Nova, I was in an Escort. So everywhere she went, I was soon to follow. I was like, a minute or two behind, following away, like, But Rach and I been together a long time, and I must say, it was the best decision I made. It was a battle to get her out on that first date, and thankfully it was a battle I won. Yeah, the only one. That's true. Very much true. Well, the first date wasn't your typical sort of first date. It wasn't candles, it wasn't meals, it wasn't all the rest of it. I sort of pulled up in an Almo's car park. The townies in here probably know where that is. I pulled up next to her. Rach went, get in. I went, military operation, yeah. So I get in the car. She starts showing me off her boy racing skills, flying around Newport on two wheels in a 1.2 But what happened next was quite funny, because we ended up. Bob's already mentioned the Conga Park. We used to go around the Conga Park all the time. I used to just talk for hours on end. But, every now and again, within the car, such a long time, I need to get up and have a squirt, right? So, it's a natural thing. So I get out, I go behind a tree, have a squirt, come back, and I think, these girls, she's got bladder like a bloody camel. She's not pissing, she's not doing anything. What's going on here? So I get back in the car, and I got an old car, mind you, it was an old wire edge Escort. I thought, there must be a bit of damp in this car. There she goes, she's in the car, she's smoking again. I'm thinking, bloody hell, she got a bloody habit, this girl. She's smoking one after the other. Unbelievable. So, a couple of weeks have passed, the same sort of thing. We meet up, we go for a drive, whatever, go out, have a squirt, come back, bloody damp smell again in here. Yet again, Rachel smoking. It wasn't until a couple of months later that I found out he was actually farting her head off in here and disguising it with 20 beds and edges. Smoking her head off. She's not going to thank me for saying this, but... Fumigated it, actually, he did really. But, 17 years have passed, we got a lovely day today. It's been, as I say, a long time coming, and as you can see from the tables you're on, these table names and numbers is everywhere me and Rachel have lived, our family homes and houses we've shared together. So as you can see, there's been quite a few. And so yeah, tables are named after our humble abodes, right? Saying that, we've also travelled the world more times than Judith Chalmers has filmed Wish You Were Here as well. So that's another reason why it's taken us so long to do today, because we've always been either moving or going on holiday. I gotta say that, you know, I've only ever really been sort of happy 3 times in my life, really. Greg's laughing.
Okay. What a future I have then.
You know, I'm a miserable kid. So 3 times. No, so 3 times. And I think, I gotta tell you, the first one I was 15 and I got expelled from school. It was close to the summer holidays, so I was ecstatic about that. The second one was the birth of my 2 gorgeous boys, Mason and Kian, which I'm privileged enough to have here today. And the third time is right now. It's everything that's sort of going on at the minute. It's having all you guys here, it's marrying Rachel, and it's, you know, what's going to happen in the future. You know, all of us together, and all you guys as well. You know, all big parts of our lives. So yeah, you know, long may it continue, and hopefully, you know, we'll be together until the day we're old and grey and we both pass away. You know, I think that's
Hello, guys.
Rach, I just want to say, you made me the happiest man alive today. She's gorgeous, intelligent, everything's like a military operation, especially getting kids ready to go to school in the morning. Normally when she's trying to get me out of bed and get me into work as well. Just a few toasts. I'm going to skip over it a little bit because we are running late. I see the evening guests coming at the back there. Hello, I'm sitting down enjoying it. Turning up thinking, I haven't even done the bloody speeches. Yeah, so raise your glasses. First one is to my wife. She's my bride and joy. To Rachel. Second one, to the mums, really. My mum, Crystal, my mother-in-law, Sandra. If it wasn't for what these guys do for us in terms of looking after the boys and just generally being there, the drop of the hat, then, you know, alright, don't jump the gun, pal. Mum said you're always going to do it, you're always coming first.
Come on, mate.
If it wasn't for
Dreadful.
But yeah, they found us, they do everything, they do a lot for us, look after the boys, you know, Mum for his dinners out, Sandra turning up to drop a hat so Rachel's going to hospital again. She's got her own ward on there now. Should have put a table name on there, you know, the Gwen, I think. She spent more time in there than me. But yeah, Mum's fantastic, so I'd like to raise a glass and a toast to the mums. Crystal and Sandra. Over to the dads. My dad Trevor, my biggest fan, critic, followed me everywhere, absolutely fantastic. He's been my bank manager, my biggest fan.
Money lender?
Yeah, that's bank manager, Dad. And to be fair, it's kind of moulded me the way he is, you know, his ethic and everything else, and the sort of man I am today, you know, providing and everything else, because, you know, he's absolutely fantastic. My father-in-law, Bob, a lot the same. Yes, true saying, I'm only passing through. Decided to drop the anchor early doors, and I decided to stay around a bit longer, so he got me in for a bit longer yet. But he did give me a start in life, fair play. One thing he didn't mention when he said I didn't like the dark, and I didn't like the nights, I didn't like the wet, I didn't like the cold. Is it
the early mornings?
Not the early mornings either.
The late nights?
No, that's right.
Me?
No. Yeah, I'm tolerating it now as well. But one of the things is, right, is that What he didn't mention is that he gave me my first start. He gave me a job working in construction services. What he didn't tell me is the absolute nutters that he had working with it. Dragging me around everywhere, live railway line, at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he sets me up next to Mad Terry. I think it's in name, you know. It's in the title there, isn't it? Mad Terry. He's wild. He's feral, actually. But what he didn't mention is that he sacked me as well. He said, "Sorry, son, I gotta let you go." So not only did he didn't want me to pass through, he sacked me and made me unemployed and I couldn't provide. So we had him back. We had him back because he had to give Rachel all the money then, because Rachel then was providing for me. So there's fantastic. So he paid for that as well. So thank you, Bob. Yeah. Couple of quick toasts again now. Just 30 glass to the father-in-law and my father, Trevor and Bob. Quick toast to the dads.
Dads. Well done, Dad.
Right. Just want to turn around and say now, really blessed today to have my boys here, Page boys, absolutely brilliant. But big thank you to the ushers as well. Greggy, Talby, Ty. I spent a lot of time with these boys, along with a lot of other people that are here today, but you know, I'm tight as they come and I didn't really want to pay the 3 suits, so. So thank you very much for that, guys. Really appreciate what you've done. Don't forget to go in there, suits back. Suits back by 12 o'clock on Tuesday, otherwise you are paying the bill for fines. Just so you know. Yeah. Page boys, again, absolutely fantastic. Bridesmaids, they all look beautiful, absolutely fantastic. Everything went according to plan. I must thank Lisa as well for getting Rachel to the church on time. And, well, and Karen actually, yeah.
And the bridesmaids.
As you said that as well.
Flamenco.
Take over. So yeah, absolutely fantastic job, because anyone that knows the Andersons, they are always late. If you've got to go for a meal, you've got to tell them it's 2 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock. 3 o'clock, sorry. No, well, yeah, the immediate ones on this side, most definitely always late. And there's a boys' will that votes for as well, because whenever Rachel's dropped me off, I always got to get a taxi or a train myself and even that, because they're always late getting there. But yeah, so yeah, quick toast, bridesmaids, ushers, and the Page boys. Ian, Mason, Greggy, Darby, and all the bridesmaids. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Last but certainly not least is my best man, Marlo. I could go on forever about this, you know, about this guy. He's, what I will say is that he's gone in some particular shapes over the years. No more so than probably last night if I had to make a sharp exit. Unbelievable. But, you know, he's been there a lot. We've been through quite a lot together in terms of, you know, over the years. One of the things that he does like doing, he does like, for those of you who know him, he does like to drink quite a lot. So he's actually, if he didn't work, he'd be alcoholic, because he does like a tipple, you know. One of the things that stands out in my mind with my best man Steve is that always on a night out, we always end up going back to his house, you know. We always end up having a drink. He used to love fresh fruit cocktails. We're not, you know, we're not just saying a couple of strawberries here now. We chuck a lot in, the skins, the peel, the stalks, a lot. It all go in there. Well, one night we went back and he laced mine with absinthe. 20 minutes later, I was running around upstairs in the botty bill, and I ended up falling asleep in the bath. So that's one of the things that he's done to me over the years. I can't really go into any more detail on that because it's a little bit graphic. But yeah, what I will say is, Steve, thanks for being the best man. Hopefully you're going to do a fabulous job. But his only drawback, Steve, his only drawback is that he's a compulsive liar. He got a wild imagination. These stories he concocts, he actually thinks they're true and it actually happened. It didn't. So all I want you to do is humour him when he's in his speeches, you know, laugh when he wants to laugh, but don't believe a bloody word he says. Alright? So, quick toast to the best man.
Yes.
Hope he's going to do a good job, man. Steve,
Awesome.
thank you very much.